Does God influence your lawmaking and the decisions you make here at the Capitol?
Yes, very, very much. And I'm not talking about specific bill, okay? I'm talking about, it's like the purpose why I'm here. I'm here to do things in order to honor God and my parents. And I don't know if you had a chance to kind of do some research about my background. You think about my background, a poor and lonely foreign student from Taiwan. And also, my parents, they are early Christians in China, and they escaped the communists to Taiwan and, wasn't able to bring anything, were very, very poor. And I grew up in an environment that, not only you can read from my bio, the little, cottage house I grew up with my siblings, but also just the little cottage across, about like just from like a distance from here to the door like that. That little house, kids will all had a polio. You see, so this is kind of environment I grew up, and today I can be a state representative, making decisions, doing great things for the great state of Texas, affecting 27 million people. If it's not a miracle, it's not a God sent me to do it, they're just impossible. They're just impossible. That's why, a lot of people ask, knowing you are Asian American and as an immigrant coming here at the age of 24, have I faced any discriminations in my life? And I tell them, yes, definitely. But that will only make me a stronger person and make me realize every day, the opportunity for me to serve here is just such a blessing. It gotta be from God. I don't see any way you can, I'm good at math and logic. But if you plotted those factors, those attributes out, you say the chances she make it not very high. But I not only I made it, but I'm also here to serve. This gotta be God. I don't see any other way. So that's how I feel, and that is how every day, no matter how tired I am, those long hours and the stress from so many people, the demands. But every time I think about that opportunity for me to serve, and I just thought, oh, God, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you see?
Well, I mean, you mentioned that it doesn't, necessarily talking about a specific bill, but are there any issues that you maybe turn to your faith for the answer in making decisions here?
Oh, we are like, the pastor protection bill just passed. I did make many phone calls, talk to different pastors from different churches in my district, and talk to a lot of constituents. And I also, I do have compassion and sympathies for people maybe not in exactly the same environment. But the bottom line is, I think this one is really to protect the pastors, to make sure that they don't need to worry about the lawsuits like that. Things like that. But really, in general, not specifically any bills. It's more like just a mentality. So I'm trying to recharge myself and energize myself by having the faith in God and be strong and courageous.
We hear God mentioned in a lot of different realms with the gun rights, with education, calling pre-K a godless environment. What are your thoughts on education when it comes to pre-K, vouchers, abstinence education?
Well, first, I voted for pre-K. So just look at my voting record. And I think sometimes people get a little bit excited about their positions. That's, I can understand that.
But as far as, creating a godless environment, as far as, I know you did vote for pre-K, but You know, just wondering how much faith influences thoughts on the education realm, or you know, some of the other topics that we've spoken about include, you know, we hear it a lot with the pro-life and abortion and that legislation there.
Well, I am pro-life. You know, once again, look at my voting records. But let me talk about the education issue. When I was growing up in Taiwan, you know, we were so happy that we were able to go to the schools, and a lot of my, you know, the kids, you know, in that area, they didn't have shoes to wear, you know. Like my own personal, I had old tennis shoes from my brother to wear, and also that this is quite interesting. People ask me, Angie, you're as tough as a boy, you know. Then I laugh. I said, because growing up, I was wearing my older brother's clothes, because we, you know, just didn't have that kind of material environment. So I didn't even realize I was a girl, you know, until I've gone to the junior high. So every time, you know, have an opportunity to learn, it just really, I'm just so appreciative. And I can understand the people from the, you know, the underprivileged environment. Sometimes they need a little bit of help in order to have an opportunity in life. But I think more important is the attitude in life. You know, it's kind of like, okay, I'm coming from a tough environment, but I know that learning, education, those are very important to me. So no matter what kind of barriers out there, I'm going to overcome those barriers. That's the bottom line.
Again, looking to your faith for that strength.
Yes, definitely. When I first got elected, a friend of mine sent me a long email and quoted, you know, many verses from the Bible. One of them I remember very clearly is, be strong and courageous. And I remind myself every day, you know, if the environment can be not that pleasant with so many demands, I don't want to say people try to bully me, but the fact is there are a lot of pressures, well, which are good, which means people care for what's going on. You know, the worst case is just people are disenchanted, and that would be very dangerous for our country. So maybe they call me Mr. Sunshine because I'm such a positive person, but I think it's good. People have different ideas, and they debate, and they compromise, and they make the final decision. We make the final decision, which affects so many people for many years to come.
Different perspectives, different faiths.
Yes.
What do you say to somebody who comes to a different conclusion on an issue or whatever based on their definition of God?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a free country. That's why this country is so wonderful. Yeah, and our Constitution protects us the freedom of religion, the freedom of speech. So that's all good. Mm-hmm.
Anything else to add with regard to your background, your faith, that influences you here at the Capitol and just plays into the dynamic in the House?
I think it's important to have absolutely have faith. So every day when we do things, we always have set of principles, doctrines to make sure that we are doing the right thing. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You guys